Okay, guys, today we're going to be looking at the Minelab Manticore. We're getting closer to hopefully a release date from Minelab. They're saying that this machine is going to be released in November, so it's not too far off. But before the release actually happens, there are 5 things that I want to know about this machine. And these are probably some of the same things that a lot of you have questions about as well. So we're going to go through and we're going to address the 5 things that I want to know about the Minelab Manticore. So, one of the very first things that is something that I think everyone is sort of, wanting to know about is have they solved the issue with the water ingress into the remote head? So I know the Equinox struggled with this. It had problems with leaking remote heads, and so is the MyLab Manticore improved? Hopefully they did, but I'd like to see it in the water. They're showing this machine at some of these festivals and these metal detecting shows and so on, but we have yet to actually see it in the water. So it'd be nice, and I think it would ease a little bit of hesitancy that maybe some people might have just by seeing it in the water and what it actually does in the water. So again, has MindLab solved the water ingress issue? The next thing is the weight of the machine. Now, it's lighter than the Equinox, but does it still feel nose heavy like the Equinox? And one thing that I struggled with was just, even though I love the Equinox and I found a lot of great things with it, I really didn't enjoy swinging it. And it would be nice if they would make the design where it feels better in your hands. And they say this machine is more balanced. You know, I guess the only way that that's going to happen is for me to actually have one in my hand. So that would ease my mind as far as the weight. But again, if it's a good machine, then maybe I can deal with the weight. But it would be nice to know whether this machine still feels nose heavy like the Equinox did to me. The next one is, how will this 2D screen do in a site loaded with iron, and will it separate the targets on the screen? So again, I go to a lot of loaded iron sites where we have sort of that machine gun iron where it's constantly going off, and I want to know if this machine with this 2D screen is going to show me all of those iron targets and be able to pick out that one non-ferrous target. That's what I'm really interested in seeing, and I have yet to see that on any of the test videos or any of the videos that they've put out with this machine. So I know I get over some square nails, and sometimes those nails will sound off like a good target. Is it going to ring up out in that center line that they've got on this 2D screen, and it ends up still being a non-ferrous target? Or is it really going to be able to identify it and drop it down or drop it up into those upper level or lower levels part of the screen to tell me it's a non-ferrous target? So I'm real curious about that, and I would like to see it, in a site that has a lot of iron, especially old iron, and see how this responds to that and how that screen actually looks. So again, my lab, if you're listening, let's see that, and let's see what it does when it gets put into that situation. The next question I have is, why are there no beach videos showing the performance on the beach of this machine? So that's another thing that's just got me sort of puzzled. The Equinox was a good beach machine, and I know plenty of people that still use the Equinox on the beach. But I want to see what this thing does on the beach. If it's deeper, then show it being deeper on the beach than the Equinox. If it can identify certain targets like a pull tab versus a ring, and you're going to be able to make it out on this 2D screen, then that would be great too. But again, if you've got that and you know that it does that, it seems like MindLab would show it. And so again, I'm asking MindLab to show that, especially for these guys that are going to be using it mainly for a beach hunting machine. And then also too, I'd like to see it in the surf a little bit. You know, that's 16 feet, I think, is the rating on it as far as being put into the water. But again, I'd love to see it on the beach and see what it does and see how it works in the surf. And also, again, to make sure that the remote head doesn't have any leakage issues. The other thing that I'm real curious about is that I know there are electronics in the coil. So, you know, let's hope that there's not any water ingress into the coil that could ruin the electronics there too. I don't know how they have this coil sealed. So that'll be something that I'd love to see too from Minelab, just to sort of ease my mind as well. And then the final thing, is Minelab going to show us what we really want to see? You know, we're seeing all these videos and they got the engineer walking around with a lot of people. But I want to see, you know, what this machine actually does in all of these situations that I just mentioned. You know, before someone, you know, forks out their hard-earned money of $1,500, they're going to want to see it in those types of situations, which I think would help people out tremendously. You know, seeing it in the situations that people use these machines in is going to really make it easy for them to purchase the machine. So, you know, again, if the performance is that much better and if the issues that the Equinox have been solved on this machine, then show those things and let people feel more at ease before they go out and spend $1,500 on a machine. So please, Minelab, if you're listening, address some of these things. I think a lot of people are really interested in this machine, and I know this machine is going to do very, very well, but I just want Minelab to, you know, show a little bit more so when someone goes to buy it, they really feel good about what they're getting. Sort of keeping these things under wraps is I don't think it's helping your cause in some cases. So hopefully you'll do that, and hopefully that will be something that we're going to see really, really soon, because before someone is going to spend $1,500, they want to know that the machine is going to do what they need it to do. So again, I think Minelab needs to be a little more forthcoming with showing some things, and I think that will help ease people's minds as far as heading into purchasing this machine. So with that being said, if you haven't already by now, please like and subscribe to the channel at Southern Relic Adventures. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to hit that bell, that notification button, that will be greatly appreciated as well. And you can get notified on the next time that I drop a video. So one last time, Minelab, show the goods. Show us what's going on with this machine. Show us the things that we want to see. Give us the beach hunting video. Give us a relic hunting video in thick iron. Let us know that the water ingress problem has been solved by showing this thing in the water. Give us those things that we really want to see, and I think you'll have a home run here if those things have been addressed. So again, you guys take care, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.